I used to think manifestation was all about trying harder. If I visualize more repeated affirmations, stay positive enough, surely my desires would appear. But no matter what I did, the same patterns showed up again and again. Opportunities slipped through my fingers. Projects I poured my heart into dissolved before they even had a chance to exist. And I felt powerless, frustrated, and confused. And it took me some time to understand what was actually happening. I wasn't failing at manifesting good things in my life. I was collapsing my own timelines before they even had a chance to arrive. In physics, this process is called the observer effect, the idea that measuring a system changes its behavior. In quantum mechanics, it's described as wave function collapse. A particle that could exist in many possible states snaps into one outcome when it is measured. And in consciousness studies, we call it creation. And in spirituality, people have been calling it manifestations for thousands of years. Different languages, same underlying mechanism, attention shapes outcomes. Hello, my lovely listeners, and welcome back to Beyond the Mind with Ani, with me, Ani. And today we begin another journey into the science of consciousness, the mysteries of quantum reality, and how your inner world shapes your outer world. Here's what truly blew my mind during my research. The same principle that collapses possibilities in the physics lab has psychological parallel in our lives. Your thoughts, expectations, emotions, and nervous systems acts like biological measurement device. They shape what you perceive, how you behave, and which opportunities you can actually receive. And let me make one thing very clear, because I'm responsible with this information. The observer effect in physics does not mean that human consciousness magically controls particles. An observer usually means a measurement interaction, a detector or instrument exchanging energy with the particle. That interaction changes the system's behavior, not the human mind observing it. But as a metaphor, it is powerful and accurate because humans do something extremely similar on the psychological level. Our beliefs, fears, and expectations collapse our personal possibilities into the timelines we end up living. And this is not magic. This is biology, neurology, physics as metaphor. Science meeting consciousness. Your inner world shapes the outer world you are capable of accessing, and the moment you understand this, everything changes. Let's talk about how your inner world interacts with the outer world. Manifestation is not magic, and it's not think positive and the universe will deliver. It is biology, psychology, and attention shaping your behavior, decisions, and opportunities, which then shape your reality. Thoughts equal direction. Your prefrontal cortex decides what matters to you. Your reticular activating system, RAS, filters billions of stimuli and only shows you what fits your beliefs, expectations, and self-image. This is not thoughts create reality. It is thoughts chose what you pay attention to, and then attention changes your decisions, and decisions change your outcome. Example: if you believe good men don't exist, your RAS filters out emotionally available ones and highlights red flags. If you believe I am worthy of healthy love, you notice aligned behavior and dismiss inconsistent behavior much faster. Your mind doesn't show you the world as it is. It shows you the world that matches your beliefs. Next are your emotions that are equal to your power source. HeartMath research shows your heart produces the largest measurable electromagnetic field in your body. When you're anxious, frustrated, or in survival mode, the field becomes incoherent. When you're calm or grateful, coherence improves your physiological regulations. Your heart field doesn't magically attract things, but emotional states change your clarity, decisions, communications, timing, patience, and intuitions, which dramatically shape outcomes. For example, a woman in a calm, open, emotional state communicates confidence and receives better responses. A woman in panic mode misreads signals or reacts or withdraws, collapsing opportunities early. Emotion sets the tone of your entire behavioral pattern. Next is your nervous system, what your body can actually receive. And we go back to the polyvagal theory by Stephen Porges. Your nervous system decides what feels safe. If your body feels unsafe with success, being seen, healthy love, financial stability, and then you will subconsciously sabotage, delay, avoid, or collapse the opportunities. For example, someone raised around instability often finds stability foreign or boring. They may pick unstable partners, avoid commitments, overwork, or reject good opportunities because their system isn't wired to feel safe in abundance. You don't attract what you want. You attract what your nervous system is capable of holding. And the next one is your expectations that are equal to the timeline you can collapse. We use the observer effect here as a metaphor, not physics. In real quantum experiments, particles change behavior when measured by detectors, not watched by humans. But the metaphor maps beautifully onto psychology. Your expectations is your internal measurement. What you expect creates the behavior that collapses one possible timeline and eliminates the other. Let's say two people apply for the same position. Person A, expecting failure, enters tense, guarded, body language. Answers become defensive. Interviewers sense insecurity. Timeline collapses early. Person B, expecting alignment. Nervous system is calm, posture is open, speaks clearly, connects with the room. Timeline expands. It's not magic. It's basically neurobiology plus attention plus behavior, which equals to different outcomes. Putting it all together, what people call manifestation is often the intersection of selective attention, emotional state, nervous system capacity, behavioral pattern, expectations, trauma response, and consistency. When all of these align, your external world shifts, not because of energetic attraction, but because you become capable of behaving in a way that makes the outcome possible. We can talk about why most manifestation advices out there just don't work. Let's be honest, the manifestation industry is full of people selling false hopes. You've probably heard things like just raise your vibration, just think positive, visualize harder, say this affirmation number of times, and money and love will appear in your life. But here's the actual truth. None of these are scientifically grounded. Most popular advice skips the real architecture of creation, nervous system, what your body feels safe receiving. If your nervous system is tense, anxious, or triggered by trauma, your opportunities will be blocked no matter how many affirmations you recite. Emotional coherence, your heart's electromagnetic field shapes perception, intuition, and behavior. Chaotic emotions lead to chaotic outcomes. According to HeartMath Institute, subconscious expectations, your internal measurement device, filters reality. If you unconsciously expect failure, betrayal, or scarcity, that's exactly what your life will deliver. RAS plus observer effect metaphor. And what about trauma patterns? Unhealed wounds act like magnets for misaligned experiences, repeatedly sabotaging your results. They're the internal blueprints. Without a clear internal model for love, success, or abundance, you literally cannot receive or manifest them reliably. Here's the controversial truth. A lot of so-called gurus are knowingly exploiting this ignorance. They sell surface-level tricks, affirmation, vision boards, vibe works, while ignoring biology, nervous system safety, trauma, and attention mechanics. You're being told just think positive and it will happen, when in reality, your body, mind, and nervous system must be aligned first. This episode isn't about wishful thinking. It is about revealing the science most people ignore, calling out the gimmicks, and giving you the tool to consciously shape reality with your mind, body, and energy so that manifestation works for you, not against you. I'm sure a lot of you have heard about the 17-second rule. The 17-second rule, here's the piece that a lot of people miss. Manifestation isn't about hoping or thinking positive for a split second. It is about holding a coherent, aligned state long enough for biology to respond and create momentum. What's the science behind it? Holding a coherent emotional state for 17 seconds or more activates your reticular activating system, your RAS, focuses your attention and filters reality towards what you expect and notice. Your limbic resonance, it synchronizes your brain and nervous system with the emotional state you maintain. Energetic momentum, sustained alignment literally primes your system to notice and act on opportunities. Most manifestations fail because people only hold the desire for a moment, then collapse into fear, doubt, or anxiety. Let's say you have a brilliant idea for a book, project, podcast. You feel excitement and inspired for a few seconds, then your mind hijacks it with, what if it fails? What if no one cares? What if I'm not ready? That brief deep into fear collapses the timeline before the project can even manifest. Every fear you indulge before building momentum is like pressing delete on a possibility. The 17-second rule isn't magical, it is neuroscience. Energy plus alignment plus behavior working together. Here is the real reason most people cannot manifest what they say they want. Your brain and your nervous system already have a blueprint, and you cannot override it with positive thinking or surface level actions. Neuroscience call it predictive coding. Your brain doesn't see reality as it is. It predicts reality based on past patterns, emotional memories, and what it believes is most likely. So if your internal blueprint says, love is unsafe, success leads to loss, people abandon me, good things come to an end, your brain filters the world through that expectations. It highlights confirming evidence, ignores conflicting evidence, and collapses you towards familiar timeline, even the painful ones. Polyvagal theory adds another layer. Your nervous system only lets you receive what feels safe. You can desire love, abundance, success, but if your body associates those things with overwhelm, rejection, or instability, it will shut the door before the opportunity even reaches you. Example in dating, two women, imagine this. Two women want a healthy relationship. One has a nervous system that experiences intimacy as safe. She's open, calm, and receptive. The other associates intimacy with danger. She feels anxious, self-sabotage, or withdraws. Both might try the same dating tactics, high value behavior, whatever, but only the first woman's inner blueprint supports lasting connection. Acting differently on the surface never rewrites your inner system. This is why most dating advices never work. People teach you tactics, wait for 3 hours before replying, don't text first, mirror the energy, act high value, act detached, but none of that rewires your inner blueprint. You can behave differently on the surface, but if your nervous system still associates love with danger, inconsistency, abandonment, or unworthiness, you will collapse into the same timeline anyway. Inner patterns override outer tactics every single time. Let's talk about the 4 correct steps of manifesting. Manifestation, as I said, again, it's not wishful thinking, not repeating affirmation. It's physics, biology, and psychology working together. And here is how we can move towards it. Step 1, blueprint, your internal architecture. What is it? Your internal blueprint determines what you can receive and hold in reality. This is your foundation. Your neuroscience called it predictive coding. Your brain predicts reality based on past experiences, emotional memory, and unconscious beliefs. Based on my research into neuroscience, polyvagal theory, and manifestation science, the best way to shift your inner pattern is structured, step-by-step approach that aligns your mind, body, and attention. Step 1, identify your unconscious beliefs. Use journaling, reflection to uncover patterns that run in the background of your mind. Relax your body and write freely with pen and paper for like 10 to 15 minutes. Don't censor yourself. The goal is to bring hidden beliefs to light. Step 2, define your true expectations. Clarify what you actually want and how it should feel emotionally, not just in abstract terms. Example, instead of saying, I want a partner, ask what you feel safe with. You want to feel valued. You want to say, how do you want to feel? Your emotional and your nervous system alignment. Your nervous system must feel safe to receive, as I said before. Without this, opportunities collapse before they manifest. Practice heart coherence exercises from Heart Math Institute techniques, breathing, feeling gratitude, focus on positive feelings for at least few minutes. Polyvagal exercises are slow breathing, gentle movements, or safe social connections to regulate your nervous system. And daily reflections, does my body feel open to receive this? If not, pause and regulate first. Rewriting your inner script. Use repeated cognitive and emotional alignment, not just affirmations or positive thinking. Example, visualize a scenario you desire while fully feeling the safety, joy, and abundance associated with it. Catch self-sabotaging thoughts and consciously reframe them. This pattern is old. I can choose differently now. Track your progress. Notice when you respond differently than your old blueprint dictated. Next, observation. What is it? Your expectations act like a measurement device, collapsing possibilities into reality. This is the observer effect metaphor. Fear collapses the wrong timeline. Self-trust collapses aligned one. Example, you want to launch a business. If you constantly worry, I will fail, your attention collapses the failure confirming timeline. If you trust your preparation and potential, your attention collapses opportunities aligned with success. Solution, focus on self-trust and certainty and hold that feeling for as long as you can. Finally, actions. Masculine energy is the shaping force. Action that gives form to the feminine potential of your energy and intention. Action without internal alignment is chaos, and alignment without action produces no result. Take small, consistent steps aligned with your internal state. Pause before action. Am I acting from alignment or fear? Integrate inner readiness with outer expressions. This creates coherent manifestation. And if you need scientific reference, read on polyvagal theory, Stephen Porges, Heart Brain Coherence, HeartMath Institute, Predictive Coding, and also Trauma and Neurobiology by Dr. Bessel van der Kolk. Changing your inner pattern requires awareness, regulations, and deliberate practice. You cannot manifest what your nervous system cannot hold, but with the blueprint, coherence, attention, aligned actions, you literally reshape your reality. Beautiful souls, I want to leave you with this. You were never powerless. You weren't manifesting the wrong things. You were manifesting from the wrong frequency, the wrong internal blueprint, the wrong emotional and nervous system architecture. The moment you change the observer, your expectations, attention, and inner state, your reality begins to shift automatically. And as I said before, this is not magic. This is science meeting consciousness that requires training. If this episode resonated with you, please like, share, and comment. And let's help more people see manifestation for what it truly is. Not wishful thinking or sugar-coated fantasy, but a practical science-backed process for creating aligned realities. And until next time, stay bold, stay fierce, and always go beyond the mind.